This will be our first episode of We Mind Our Business, talking about black businesses, black-owned businesses, black entrepreneurs, and up-and-coming black artists. What am I looking for? Oh, black artists. So this is our first interview. We're going to be called the W Mob. We mind our business. So this is the first interview that we've done, and naturally it's going to be my mother. So she is the epitome of what black women can accomplish in this world. Literally, she has the entire alphabet behind her name. So when she was like 20, 21, got her nursing degree, and then just went to law school, passed her bar with no issues. Then she became a nurse practitioner after my dad was killed to take over his practice. So yeah, and I'm here just living life. Anyway, so before I let her talk, I want to give you a little background of like everything that she does. So she has a law firm in 2 cities, Dallas and Houston. She's also a traveling nurse practitioner. She's also universities ask her to fly around the world and speak on being an attorney and speak on being a nurse practitioner because she is such a smart and just wonderful in everything that she does. And the question that I get a lot is when I tell when I tell people what my mom do, is they're like, oh my God, like how does she do it all? And I know exactly how she does it, but and she does sleep, and that's the thing about it. She does sleep, but I want to let her explain kind of what she does first, and then I'm going to kind of ask her like what it's like to be an African American in the field of this study, how she has shattered the glass ceiling for black women today. So I'm gonna turn it over to my mom just to give you kind of an overview of what she does, how taxing it can be, and how she organizes it all.
Thank you, everyone. I am a registered nurse practitioner, and I am an attorney. How do I do it all? I have really good help. I have a really good staff that help. Interestingly enough, the pandemic forced us to even be more efficient because we are able to work from home. I'm able, when I travel, to work out of a hotel. And my paralegals are amazing. And they've been with me for a while, so they can pretty much read my mind. So that's pretty much how I deal with it all. I don't travel around the world speaking. I do some traveling in the United States, and I teach nursing and legal ethics. So I do nursing and legal workshops. Those are strategically placed throughout the year, so they don't do a lot of conflicting with what I do. So that's pretty much how I manage everything.
In the specific field of law that my mom, she does all types of law, but her favorite, I can tell, is criminal defense. And just a fun fact, she said, don't tell people that, it's conceited. She has never lost a case in her entire law career. So let's just, if you need something, hit her up. She's not very active on Instagram, but I will definitely either add her on Instagram. You can always DM me, and I'll give you her information. That's the other thing. So my next question is, as an African American woman who is around of, let's just be honest, Caucasian people, and being one of the only black women who have done so much, I want to ask, how many times, because I know you have, how many times have you been sabotaged or someone has attempted to sabotage your work?
Okay, that's a really good question. First, let me clear up a few things. I'm not the only African American woman who has accomplished these things.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, there are a lot of accomplished African American women who are excellent in their trade. And so, and I know many of them. A lot of my friends, a lot of my associates are physicians and attorneys, or CPAs and lawyers, or professors. And so there are a lot of accomplished African Americans, a lot of accomplished African American men. We're very accomplished people. Secondly of all, no, I've never lost a case that I have been lead on. So our firm has lost cases. All firms do. That's a caveat, because sometimes they will end in a plea agreement. But no, any case that I take to trial, I usually win it, and usually win it pretty handily. However, I don't, because I travel so much now, do as much criminal defense as I do defending the professional license of nurses and nurse practitioners. Our firm becomes very aggressive with that, or physicians, because we think that our license are in peril because we are African Americans, and so they're a little more concerned when we make a mistake, or that they come after us. So we are very aggressive in our defense, and so that is actually my field, and it's actually my niche, so to speak. I do also wrongful death and medical malpractice, and just kind of anything that feeds kids.
Because I'm expensive. So, but have you ever been, do you think you've ever been sabotaged in any?
Sabotaged because I'm an African American woman?
Right, so do you think I'm sure 100% that some people, or most people, have tried to underhandedly keep you from doing something, or getting ahead in something. And so in your nurse practitioner job, you're in United Healthcare, or other lawyers, have they done anything underhanded? Just like one example, if that even applies.
Yeah, and I think that would not apply so much to me because I own my own firms. So I call the shots in my own firms. One law firm in Houston, we do bankruptcy, and the other law firms here, we do other things. But no, I don't have a problem so much anyone trying to cut my throat in my own law firm. As a nurse practitioner, I travel 8 different states seeing patients in their home, and yeah, I run into some very interesting people of other colors that have horrible misconceptions about African American people in general, and me specifically at that moment, because I'm the one there. But no, sabotaging, no, I'm not. I have positioned myself where it'd be difficult to sabotage me.
So I remember my mom telling me a few times, because my mom has used to have an extreme temper, and she has
God is blessed, though.
She has mellowed. I have not, because I get my temper from my mom. So she has been actually temper, has been detained.
It's called contempt of court.
Held in contempt of court various times for her outbursts in court, where the judge was like, sit down or sit down, sit down and shut up.
Some things shouldn't be discussed here.
I think it's hilarious. Anyway, moving on. That's neither here nor there. So there was another thing. So juggling all of this, and then she also has, 2 kids to raise, because I'm not all the way put together right now. And so I just don't understand sometimes, also with her 4 businesses, and everybody knows that being a mother is a full-time job, from womb to 100. Like my mom's a full-time job. So that's 5 full-time jobs. I want to know, because every time I get the chance, I tell people my mom is some kind of anomaly. My mom is the best mom in the history of all mothers, and that's because I'm not just saying that. Like, I would not be saying that on live if I didn't mean it, because it's just true. The other thing that I know about my mom is that she literally knows everything, and I'm not exaggerating.
She's exaggerating.
Okay, well,
she's exaggerating. She's my daughter, so we'll excuse her.
Okay, just hear me out. Let me tell you something. From middle school, she would tell me things like, if I was in like I was popular in middle school and high school. So in middle school, though, you have little dramas and everything, and so I would tell her situations. She'd be like, well, yeah, just do this and this will happen. I said, I mean, how do you know that? She said, just do it. And things would just happen. So she would tell me like things to do in certain situations, and she would tell me the outcome of what the situation would be every time that I had asked her advice for a situation, and she would give me a direct answer. It has come to fruition. So, psychic, who knows? But I just, I appreciate you coming on, Mom. Of course, I wanted her to be the first. Not because she's my mom, but because she's just been the epitome of what I think that, just the epitome of Black women. And of course there are so many Black women out there. I just wanted, in my circle and in my circle, in my family, people I know around me, I wanted to start there and then begin to grow. And another thing is, my mom has been supportive of my music since I was a kid. And she has invested a lot of time, money. She spent time, money, support, mental support. So it's just like, how do people do that? Like, how do women do what we do? I told my mom I don't want, children, just because, I don't know, I just, the strength that it takes to, have children, I'm not gonna lie, especially me,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'm a little different than most kids.
Yeah.
Because I just take up a little bit more time.
Yeah.
And I take a little bit more time and a little bit more effort, but that's just because, I'm I'm trying to get things, off the ground.
Right.
I'm trying to lay my groundwork. That's again neither here nor there, but so I just even when my dad was killed, was murdered. Actually, I want to ask my mom. I mean, obviously, we're not going to go into a lot of detail. But after my dad was killed, October 17th, 1999, we suddenly and horrifically and exquisitely had our father, or my father, my mom's husband, obviously, taken away from us. Murdered on a Sunday, which happened to be my brother's third birthday. And so I want to kind of backtrack to that because that is a huge thing for us. My father was I'm going to say infamous surgeon in the Dallas area. So when he was murdered, I'm going to be honest, the whole city was in an uproar. Our family was on CNN. They took, they broke into my dad's office with still pictures of me and my dad, with still pictures. They were plastered all on CNN. Was it the FBI? Who came down?
So, the Department of Justice was very supportive of what was going on, and they did come from Washington. Janet Reno then was down at the White House, and she was kind enough to send representatives. Peter Lewis was very instrumental in orchestrating a lot of that. It was a very painful time for our family. And I guess your question is, how did we get through that?
Yeah, because she was still a mom throughout that.
Well, I mean, I think that I wasn't the kind of mom then that I am now, because I was grieving. And perhaps that's why I'm a workaholic now, because even though my children suffered from that, I wanted to fill in maybe some of the financial gaps that maybe we would have experienced. We certainly can't, but that was a very painful time, still a painful time. I think those things that's a daily effort to get through those kinds of things. Did that influence my work ethic? Is that what you were asking? Not really, because I went into labor. I was working when I went into labor with you.
I thought you were having a baby shower.
Oh, that's right. But the day before I was still working. Mm-hmm. So I never took off like the day before. A lot of women probably do that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess my question was, I know you were having, I'm not even going to say, all I'm going to say is a hard time. The strength that it took to be the mother that she was, is pretty mind-blowing to me. And I have been thinking over the years, like if something happened to, whoever I was with or whatever, I don't want kids, but what would give me the strength to do what she did? And I just have no idea. And of course we have the support of our family.
Yeah, and we're a people of faith, and we believe that we believe in God, and God is able. God is a balm, and God strengthened us, because something as horrific as that, you can't get through it without God and family, and church members in your family, you can't get through that. So I'm grateful that we have come as far as we have come.
Yeah, it's been a journey.
It's been a journey.
It's been a journey. Someone said, hi. Thank you. Someone said, you raised an amazing daughter.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. I believe she's pretty amazing too, and thank you for that.
So I appreciate everyone who has come on today. This got a little bit heavy, but I so appreciate everyone who's coming on. And actually, I didn't even the people who are on right now. Yeah, we got up to about 15 people. So thank you so much for coming on. I do want to talk about a couple of things. This absolutely not will be the. This is just the first interview of my series. We Mind Our Business. So DM me if you're a Black-owned business.
Or know someone.
Oh, absolutely. Or know someone. Tag them in the comments after I post this IGTV. You can DM me. I live in Dallas, but it does not absolutely have to be in Dallas. So I just want to support our community. I also want to touch on one more thing. Did you hear about the vandalism on the George Floyd statue in New York?
Yes, I did.
So
reprehensible.
So quickly, before we head out, this morning I saw a TikTok post about the George Floyd statue. I believe it was in New York. Don't come for me if it wasn't, but I do believe it was in New York. And someone had vandalized, or a few people, whatever, have vandalized the George Floyd statue. And I saw the little clip of the little news clip about it. And it literally made me nauseated. Because they plastered some sign, and it was, so they wanted people to know that they were a white supremacist organization. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. So also comment below in my IGTV what your opinions are about that. I am excruciatingly disgusted. I am heartbroken. I am
confused. I mean, it's confusing.
I literally have no words for that. I don't. So, yeah. And people say, oh, it's 2021, this shouldn't be happening to us. Racism and hatred and prejudice they don't know time. So if you know your parents and your grandparents, generational racism teaching their kids for generations, they know no time. Racism doesn't know time. Doesn't know time. So unless the generational curse is broken by someone in that generation, why wouldn't the racism continue? Is what I'm saying. Oh, it's 2021. This shouldn't be happening. It doesn't matter if generations are teaching and instilling racism, hate, and bigotry. That doesn't matter. And that's my opinion. And as Pride Month is coming to a close, I want to my LGBTQ plus community know that I love you so much. I have various friends in that community, and obviously our Black Lives Matter community, period. And I want you all to know that you're in a safe space on my page. Please DM me if you are having any issues that you'd like to talk to me about, or if you're wanting to do an interview as well. We are open to all Black-owned businesses, of course, if they serve a purpose, if they're doing good things in our community. I want to thank all of you for joining in our first W Mob series, We Mind Our Business, and we will be back very soon. I'm hoping to get this going every Friday. So if you know anyone who wants to get their business out there, please DM me, please comment someone you know, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you, Mom.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming
sweetie.
on. Bye, guys.